The part kit.
I will open this meeting of August 13, 2015. Let the record show that Selectman Scanlon is not present, but he will be shortly. Thank you. I forgot to turn that down. Make a motion, we bring the minutes of July 30th to the floor for discussion and acceptance.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes. On page 3, under other business, right at the end of other business, it talks about sending a couple of DPW guys, or some people from the water district. Shouldn't we extend the same invitation to the sewer commission as well?
Where are
If we're
you?
going to do that?
They are,
Page 3.
Johanna's already a flagger, am I right?
No.
Is she
No.
already?
Even if she
We're
was,
already
she's not going to
enrolled
be
in a
out
course
flagging.
in Plymouth.
That's right, they're already enrolled, that's what it was.
Okay.
But with that same thought in mind, of the business, same section, Selectman Dawson suggested speaking with the DPW director and recommending sending the 2 employees to attend training. I believe I said, and have the 2 employees attend the training. I don't think I suggested recommending them. I basically said have them go.
Basically told them about that.
Yeah,
Get her done.
so I'd prefer it. 3,
Don't get the one with the pen.
Bottom of 3.
if you're gonna quote me. Get her done. Just a question, page 4. Are we, did we notify that finance officer that we gave some desks away?
Yes.
Were you aware of that, so you can take them off the list?
Yes, yeah. They didn't rise to the value on the list to begin with, so.
So they weren't on the list? No. Nice.
They were listless.
Well, at least they
List.
get out of the basement.
We gotta get the rest of the stuff out of the basement.
Hi, John. Let the record show that Selectman Scanlon is now present, 4:35. Are there any more corrections, additions, or concerns on the minutes?
Make a motion to accept the minutes of Thursday, July 30th as corrected.
Second.
All those in favor?
Right?
Aye.
Aye.
Make a motion to bring the minutes of Thursday, August 6th to the floor for discussion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
bottom of page 2, top of page 3. I did say they got the conditional approval. It was contingent upon discussion of the overtopping issue with the land use staff.
Page 1 under building, NA Selectman Jessamine curiously asked.
That was the last one. That was the 30th. A curious Selectman Jessamine asked, or curiously asked. It was curious that I asked.
As opposed to befuddled?
That's right.
On page 2, we referred to the conduits being replaced underground in 2 different places. They're not actually going underground. We're going back in the sidewalk, in the concrete. There is a difference.
In the sidewalk.
They're going to be in the sidewalk itself.
And shouldn't it be pipes? Because
Yes,
it's not
oh, yeah.
conduit?
It isn't conduit, they are plastic pipe. If you want to be completely exact, they are not conduit.
So change it to pipes instead of conduits. Yep,
Sleeves.
In the sidewalk.
yep. And then it says the board agreed it said we'd replace the 6 conduits. The board agreed the conduits should be replaced. It's a couple of times.
Make a motion to accept the minutes of Thursday, August 6th, 2015 as corrected.
Second.
Any discussion, any more further concerns or additions, or all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye. Yours is non-pub or public? Okay.
I would direct you to items number 2 and 3, which are public in nature. The first one being the budget timeframes and framework. If you'd like, as we're coming up on budget season very soon, I can work on a proposal in terms of laying out, how this might work, based on what we've done in past years, and just a high-level, framework. And bring it back to the board if you like. And if not, someone should be working on that, because it's soon going to be on us to do that. And
I would like to, and I would also like to try to keep to the schedule that we had last year, because we got it done fairly quickly and almost painlessly. Almost.
It's a relative thing.
I agree. You're the first person to volunteer.
Thank you.
And you'd be perfect with it.
volunteer. Okay.
There's only one comment I want to make. We make a very aggressive schedule, but there's a lot of information, especially the insurances, that we don't get
That's right.
before the selectmen are supposed to present. And we had quite a snafu with that last year. I would like to avoid that.
That timing is always difficult, especially, it may be especially difficult this year, or it might be even better because we're soliciting many other bids this year, so.
I mean, it's just my opinion, the Budget Committee should prepare their own budget, not create theirs based on our draft, but
Certainly within
I
their
think that we
right.
should
Yep.
consider sending them a draft as soon as possible and pending the information.
Pending the information, right. Okay. In any event, the last item there, number 3, I just wanted to let you all know, as part of the audit process, there are a number of confirmations that are done where our auditor independently contacts the bank and gets proof of our collateralized accounts. They get proof of the, bank balances as of a certain date, and insurance coverage. All the attorneys that we're actively working with are contacted, and it's basically looking for any risk exposure, unknown items. And then there are also 2 other things, third-party related transactions, meaning does someone have a financial interest and they're in a position of authority in the town, but also have a financial interest in some portion of that, as well as fraud risk, if there are any things that people are concerned about that they wouldn't, raise internally, but they would let the auditor know. So those things are done each year, and it's primarily for Peter and John's, benefit. So these, there's a few confirmation letters that you may receive or just be handed out. It just depends. Some are mailed and some are just hand-delivered. And when those are ready, I'll provide those to Gail, and if she would be so kind to coordinate, who's signing what when and who received it, that would be great. And then that's really the last step that we have any activity in for the audit. So, and that's all I have for public.
All right. At this time, I'd like to make a motion to go into non-public per RSA 91A:3 on the sale and acquisition of property.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Yes.
Yes.
Red, the time being 4:55. I make a motion to seal the minutes of the non-public session as it pertains to the sale of town property until such time as transaction might be complete.
Second. All those in favor?
Yes.
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 Oh, yes.
This time, I'd like to make a motion to go into non-public as per RSA 91A:3 personnel.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
We are red.
Pending notification of previous employer.
40, I'd like to seal the minutes of the non-public session as they pertain to personnel matters permanently.
Second.
Roll call vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Also, during non-public, we've made a decision on hiring the Public Works Director. Our new Public Works Director will be Johnny Van Tassel. Starting wage will be $58,000 to be reviewed again in 90 days, plus benefits. All right, anything more to add to that? Then we will open it to the public downstairs. We've got a promotion coming up. Make sure we get the flags up.
I will.
Move them around. Oh, okay, they're in the right order.
When in doubt, knock them out, Joe.
That's right.
I like that.
Words to live by.
Knock them out.
Wild Atlantic sea vegetable. Oh, I see it's orgasmic too.
There's nothing wrong with
Wild Atlantic.
orgasmic. People think I'm putting tobacco in my mouth. It's chew.
Have we all signed,
What's in chaw?
we all signed the certificate?
Yes.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
How are you doing out there? Yeah?
What are we doing now? Doing half-eaten cake?
Now riding a bicycle?
Get into it.
Yeah, it's my
Eating cake?
Yeah.
No, it's
We must use it for 2
happy
events.
birthday. Yeah, but it says happy on it still.
Oh, that's right, they're all happy.
Happy.
No.
Come on up, chief.
John, happy promotion.
You got time to give your report?
You're writing it on the front.
So,
Hi.
you weren't here in the last 10 minutes, and just wanted to let you know we hired a new Department of Public Works Director.
Serious?
Yep. Who? Johnny Van Tassel.
Oh, you did? Okay.
So
Thank you.
get to know him and work with him.
Yeah.
All right. Chief's report. Hi, Chris. I didn't see you. Stealth.
Thank you.
Do you want to check register?
Thanks. Ouch.
Which one are you looking at?
Tilton North
The other
Fire
big one?
District.
Oh, I know.
School district.
The big ones.
You see one
$1 million
typo?
pair.
FCS?
Oh, my God.
Should
No.
be CFS.
I hate
Calls for
sending money to a
service.
school that does not
What's your
educate
type?
students.
Number 2,
Did you see our ranking was
4th line, hours.
year 65?
It is a word, just,
It's always
So,
next year,
Chief,
it's gonna be
I'm
better.
I'm
They lowered
assuming that
in your
FCS
standard.
is CFS? Yeah.
And ours detectives,
During the overnight hours, OURS.
margins.
Yeah, we're dicks.
Well, there's,
you need grammar check along with
there's
spell check.
an open office.
That's a huge thing.
Microsoft Word.
I am too.
So
I
do
am
it
too.
in Word and then bring it over.
And why don't you have open office? Oh, yeah, we'll
Do we-
talk.
do we have to
Okay,
send them to
here's
school?
another one.
What?
It's just,
Did you back the loader into the cruiser?
Well, almost, because he has trouble with open office.
me and that don't get along.
There.
I'm a
Hello?
Microsoft guy.
We're forced to do that. It's unfunded mandate.
I'll tell you, it's like,
Our own town is making us an unfunded mandate in using open office.
Learn a new thing, come on.
I get
Use open office all the time.
documents from other people, they'll send it to me and it opens the
Italian,
whole.
I don't train easy.
That's a thing that
Oh, yeah,
doesn't
but that's
interface.
easy.
Tim has a way
I made my
around that.
computer at home use open office, and it's just,
And that's the-
I use Microsoft.
Tim,
it's just a program you enter
Tim
in so
has a
that
way
when
around that.
and your computer gets it.
I think it's the Italian in us that we don't appreciate.
Yeah,
I think it's really,
Tim has a way around that. He can convert those files.
You're kidding?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You
really.
just set up the
it is
defaults
really
on it.
Especially with PowerPoints, boy, they come out goofy looking, so.
I mean, in
but,
that Western Europe language?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
Oops.
But actually, so the calls there from 8/3 to 8/9, 6 days, that's actually not too bad. So, a little average or below average week, and only a couple of rests. They still have some open cases they're working on with drug sales thefts and ORC. That's going to be going on for a couple more months because they're going through the old attorney's office.
Did the large number of arrests in Laconia, will that have any impact on our drug issues?
You know, it's funny you mention that. They actually brought that up Tuesday at the Chiefs meeting, and they do believe it does. If there's a major dealer in Laconia and you put him out, the dealers are saying themselves that they'll see a spike in business in Franklin, and so there is some of that going on when you put one out.
They took 20 people off the street from what I understand.
There's some stuff in the works right now. I met with the DEA on Tuesday, and there's a new boss coming into New Hampshire who's coming up from Florida, and he's got a lot of experience, and he's full of energy. So I met with him for about an hour and a half on Tuesday, and we shared ideas, and
We
we
saw
did that, yeah.
so he's willing to actually work with the locals more, and so, but detectives worked with the Clan Lab team this morning on a meth lab case, and we're also seeing a spike in thefts from parking lots of businesses just off exit 20, so like in the Pizza Hut area, Auto Serve, MB Tractor, that sort of thing.
Oh, wonderful, my neighborhood.
detectives have been,
breaking
They
into
get
cars?
cameras.
Are they coming on
They
the
got
other side
cameras.
of 93? Are they coming on my side of 93? Should I be getting locked and loaded, or?
yeah, I mean, you know, they took some stuff out of MB Tractor's lot, carried it into the woods, and then they must have either got tired or scared. So we recovered some of it, but, so the...
Sounds like young kids.
Yeah,
Not
well-
strong enough to carry it.
Yeah. They're working with the businesses, detectives are working with them pretty close. Hopefully, we'll get some stuff. They've implemented some things since then. And then we had a chiefs meeting on Tuesday, and the DEA was there, the Attorney General's Office, State Police, and a large portion of the meeting was talking about heroin coming in from Lawrence and Lowell, and it really overwhelmed the agenda, so we actually had to stop, and within the next 2 weeks, I'm going to put together a meeting in partnership with the Attorney General's Office just to talk about more cooperation together, but one of the things that we run into a problem with is that the standard mutual aid agreement doesn't always cover investigations, it covers the emergency situations. So I have to work with the Attorney General's Office on, you know, how do we get around that so we can work together and not have jurisdictional issues. And so, and then Senator Forrest asked to meet with me this week, and then the governor asked to meet with me, both about the same thing. We talked about some other stuff, but the majority of the topics this week were about drugs, because they're getting so many phone calls on it. And the Governor's Commission on Drugs and Alcohol meets again on the 28th, so down in Concord, that Friday. On training, Luke finished the body cam training, got all patrol through it, and then on Monday we start supervisor training here, the 17th to the 21st at Tilton School, and that's the FBI Leader Supervisor Program. It's a really good one, and it's a tough one to get in here, but it's top-notch training. And by hosting it, we're getting some free slots.
What normally would that have cost?
$650 a student.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, they're actually giving us 3 free slots, but one of the 3 I may use for the Command Institute for Nate, and that would save me $650 to send him to that. So,
Buffington, you mean?
Nate Morrison.
He's down here.
Yeah, no, he's going to the supervisor one, but there's another one by FBI Leader called the Command Institute.
Oh,
And so if I send Nate to that, that would be $650. So they said to me, you can use one of your free slots for that. So,
Yay.
but essentially it turns out to be, you know, over $2,000 worth of free training just
and
by hosting.
has he already had something like this?
No.
Would it be worth our while to send him to both?
Yeah, that's what I want to do, and I was trying to juggle with FBI Leader to get them both free. So actually, his positions will be free. The only one I'll have to pay for is the captain's spot. So out of essentially 4 different classes, I'm only paying for one. So that's a pretty good deal. And the captain we just got it in. The captain ordered a new keyboard for the 3B, and that's in his office, so he's got to replace that. And then the 5A is programmed that you have to manually put on the siren, but the officers like it that when you put it all the way to position 3, it kicks on. So we're going to have it go back to OME and program that change to it. Matt had reported that the MDT wasn't working in the 5A, but he
What
just,
would that be?
I don't know, he just texted
MDT, what is
The
that?
screen.
data terminal, the computer.
screen.
Ah, the computer, all right.
But then he just
Screen.
texted me 10 minutes ago and said it's working okay.
Well, it's working
When it-
intermittently, right?
Intermittently. So what I'll do is when it goes in for that reprogram, I'll have them check it.
Okay.
Because it's all warranted anyway. Brian came in to change the filter in the AC unit today, and typically we would do our old system once a year, but Brian recommends twice a year now. The filters are, I think, the one we got today was like $5 or something. They're not expensive. Home Depot has them. But Brian's like, because it's a new system and it's running more, you're going to have to change it more. So I got together with the captain on the phone, and Brian was over there today to take care of that. and he's awesome. Cap's on vacation till Monday, and then he'll be in that training. The police explorers and the bicycle patrols have been out. Bicycle patrols did some patrolling this week, but they also took a nice team photo together. Photo and came out really, really nice, and they look sharp and squared away, and I'm proud of them and the work Chris did to put it together.
May I say something about the Explorers? I was approached by a senior over here that you're going to have the Explorers possibly help her with some things around the house. Rich was going to, and nothing came of that. So on my way walking here tonight, she approached me. So can we get with Rich? If it's not going to happen, just let her know.
Yeah, I know Rich and the Explorer went over to see her, they talked.
Yeah.
And
They said that they could possibly do what help out, but nothing happened. She hadn't heard anything, and so she's just wondering if it's still viable, then fine. If not, just let her know, because then she can make plans while there's still, some summer left.
I know that Granite State United Way has Day of Caring on the 18th, and they do, they get volunteers, community volunteers, to do projects at places of nonprofits like senior centers, youth centers, that sort of thing. That's scheduled for the 18th. They're doing a couple places in Franklin, but
Why would they go to Franklin when they got a senior center here?
They have to do the whole Lakes region. They're actually going all the way to Plymouth too. There's 3 meet locations on the 18th, and they meet at like 8 in the morning, and they'll take teams of volunteers and shoot them out to different places. So if there's any work for them, let me know and I'll pass it on to them.
Okay.
I think the Laconia Indian Historical Association's having their powwow, and they used to use the Explorers for security and give a donation, but in the past few years, there hasn't been much for Explorers, but they were interested.
Are they?
Yeah.
Can you help me connect with them?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think they're looking for stuff to do, work. Detective Buffington's processing some certified applicants and uncertified applicants right now. I think he has 3 of each.
3 of each?
3 of each certified and 3 uncertified. And he hopes within the next couple of weeks to kind of wrap that up. He wants to do oral boards within the next couple of weeks, the PT test and the written exam. So like a Saturday, he'll do the PT and the written and then follow up with the oral board. So, but we got a couple of good certified applicants, so that was good. Because of about 3 weeks ago, we only had uncertified people going.
If we're gonna, if the board decides to fill the slot vacated by Andrew, then I'm hoping that we're gonna fill it with a certified person that can get off and running, because here's my thought, that right now, with a certified, they can go out into the field with just, after a month or so with the FTO. Our new hire is going through the academy. We may not see her on the road 4 to 5 months, perhaps. And so the schedule is going to be down that spot plus the Andrew spot, which really puts, unfortunately, a decrease in activity in a bike patrol that we just wanted more activity in, and we're not going to see that, because now you're going to be putting them into the patrols and filling the holes that we need. And if we had somebody certified, ready to go, boom, now we've got them, now they can come back and do the things that they want to do in the bike patrol, which I think is very, very needed. So I'm hoping that we think about that in the next couple of weeks while Nate still searches for certified people.
I'll keep you updated on that. I'm helping Chuck Drew and Lisa Drew with a cruise night at Tilton Diner on the 26th, and if we can help.
I got an invitation. Why, you want me to flip burgers? Yeah, sure. Are you gonna make with the grill and
The whole deal,
all I have
yeah.
to do is show up and tell jokes and flip burgers?
That's it.
All right,
Remind me, I'll join you.
Okay.
okay.
I said yes to the invite.
Oh, good, yeah. It'll be a fun night, you know, it's...
I don't cook as well as Joe, but
Oh, you'll be fine.
we're
I
gonna-
usually have my 11-year-old nephew doing it with me, so you'll be okay.
oh, good, I'm compared now to an 11-year-old.
I think we're...
Well, you should be so good. Joey does good
That's a
work.
compliment.
Joey does good work.
Yep.
Starting over 300 burgers and dogs, ice cream, lemonade,
Gonna have the fresh squeezed.
all that, yeah.
Mark's putting it together.
Yeah,
Yay.
94.1 will be there pretty
Yay.
soon, so. We're gonna reach out to the Car Club at Arnie's, another one in Bristol, we're gonna invite them and really try to pack it in. All the money will go right to the kids and their meals, you know. They're doing, during the school year, about 78 meals a week. And they estimate that's going to jump up somewhere between 150 and 200, you know, and so...
What's the cost per week per student?
And I don't have those...
Depends on how much money they have. If they don't have that much money, they get what they can get and give those things out.
And it also can go towards, like, at times they've gotten sneakers, backpacks, and Jan Pascal started it during the mid-'90s under President Clinton's administration to get books and backpacks to kids. And then since the mid-'90s, it's morphed into more important stuff like food and clothing, and so some residents at Tilton have really taken it on and made it a passion, and now they're into it and finding out like there's more need than we thought. So that's when they sat down with me and we said, well, let's do it. I know the senior center helped out with a pancake breakfast, so we think if they do a couple of these things a year, that'll keep them afloat.
We have storage up at the senior, that's where they pack them, the bags up at the senior center on the tables. They're all good.
That's huge.
Our committee helps their committee, and they're all
Yeah.
part of it.
The senior center and the people there have been awesome helping
Yep.
them. So, you know, Chuck's like, if we could just get a couple more fundraisers a year, they don't have to be huge, that'll take care of everything. So, so that's scheduled for the 26th. And Applebee's corporate said if I'm going to do my annual tip-a-cop, which is always fun too, I have to do it between August 31st and September 3rd. So we're going to be doing it that Wednesday night, September 2nd. So 2 Wednesday nights in a row, we'll be out there somehow serving food.
Where will that be, at the diner as well?
Applebee's.
Yeah. And that's a national program that Applebee's partners with Special Olympics, but they tell you the week that they want you to do it, so...
And September 2nd is your week?
Second, yeah. And, that's it. I know we're probably
Nobody's here,
odd.
which is very odd. Nobody's here.
Downstairs, maybe the, is the sign?
Oh, did you turn my sign around?
No one turned the...
Never mind.
Oh, my gosh.
Like,
I was mesmerized by Officer Buckett. I was so confused.
Saturday is,
Tell them it's all over now?
Arrest him.
Saturday is the senior center yard sale. We'll be setting up tomorrow.
Well, the cruise night's on a Wednesday.
Yeah,
Every
yeah.
Wednesday.
Okay.
And
Applebee's is on a
Do you need
Wednesday.
cones, or- It is, yeah. That did good, too. That was fun night, too. I think the waitresses, at first, they were intimidated we might get in the way, but we bust every table all night, so it wasn't that bad. Do we need anything for that at the senior center? Don't we cone off something?
And we were coning off the front driveway so that people weren't there, but we need it for handicap. We're going to use the Awakening Chiropractic.
Donna left me a message. She couldn't come tonight, but she said send it.
Yeah.
And,
It's getting crowded down there.
Did you get the cameras on?
No, but I didn't think.
then you said the same.
Can't believe you forgot to move the
Wow,
camera.
wants to do it.
Oh, good. Yeah. Okay.
So they-
Is he gonna allow?
They couldn't come, but they said as soon as it's over to send a photo, and they'll run it tonight.
Oh, for this event.
Yeah, because they've been following him for a while.
I totally took it on
Packed down there.
Sorry, Bessie.
Well, we're sorry for Selectman Jessamyn's ineptness.
That's right. And by sinister.
Nothing we can do about it. Second,
Rich. Let's see if everyone's here that's coming.
Oh, there's no more downstairs, because I waited for everybody to come up.
So you did leave the sign up? Yeah, you did leave the sign up, huh?
I did, I don't know.
Easy thing to do.
And the chief and Officer Paquette walked right by it, and I didn't even look. I said, come on up.
Well, we know it works.
It does, at least with this crowd.
Put you to work soon. It'll be easy.
Okay, I don't think we're waiting for any. Okay, so, thank you all for coming. Very exciting moment for us. I've been here for 7 years. Catherine's been here a whole lot longer. And through the years, we've watched this young man grow. And so it's a very, very exciting moment for us to see this promotion. So I'm going to turn it over to the chief and Catherine, and we'll take a side seat over there.
All right, it's me and you.
Stop messing up. Okay, you go first.
All right, I'll use my outdoor voice. So tonight's a very special selectmen's meeting for myself, for the Board of Selectmen, for the town of Tilton. This is a very special meeting. When I came to the town of Tilton as the police chief, I made a lot of friends here and got to know a lot of people in town, but right away I started to grow a lot of respect for one of my officers, and over those years that respect built, and I learned that there was nothing this person couldn't do. And so I want to give you a little bit of a background on Corporal Morrison. So he graduated the 123rd New Hampshire Police Academy, and he's been with the town of Tilton. He came to us in 1999, so he's been here quite a while. Became full-time certified in the year 2000, and then he was promoted in 2012. In July of 2012, as he was going on to the Clan Lab team, we learned that my guy needed a kidney. And so we bonded together as a town, we bonded together as a state, and then I found out we bonded together as a country because I got people from as far as the state of Washington and California and Florida offering to donate kidneys. And at about 300, we had to shut it off. But it really stole my heart to realize how many people step up when you need something like that, and I couldn't have thought of a more perfect person for them to all do that. So then, in October of 2014, he had a very successful transplant surgery, and the beginning of this year he came back to me, and that was another special time in my career, and I'll never forget it. And I know it meant a lot to the police officers of the town of Tilton to get you back here. But as you all know, Nate, he's a tough guy who never lets anything get him down, and he came back with his sleeves rolled up and ready to work. And he's done that from the minute he came back to me, and he hasn't stopped since. And so I knew and I hoped that he would put in for this most recent promotional process, and he did. And a couple weeks ago, he wowed the oral board. He topped every part of the oral board by far, came out with the highest score, and I'm not surprised, Nate, because that's just how you are. And so within the last week, I was able to come to the board and ask for permission to promote you, and myself and the board are very proud of this moment, and I know that your fellow officers are. So if you would come on up here, we're gonna...
That was unanimous.
So we have to get ready for the new one.
Chief, you want to turn around so I can take some pictures?
Yeah, we're gonna have his daughter come up for this, but okay. So if you can give Catherine your attention for a minute.
All right, to the inhabitants of the town of Tilton and the county of Belknap and the state of New Hampshire, whereas there is a vacancy in the position of full-time Sergeant 2 in the town of Tilton, and whereas we, the subscribers, have confidence in your ability and integrity to perform the duties of said office, do hereby appoint you, Nathan O. Morrison, to the position of full-time Sergeant 2 for the town of Tilton, New Hampshire, which shall be effective as of August 10th, 2015. And whereas upon your taking the oath of office and having this appointment and the certificate of said oath of office recorded by the Tilton Town Clerk, you shall have the powers, perform the duties, and be subject to the liability of such office until another person shall be chosen and qualified in your stead. Oath of office, all right, repeat after me. I, Nathan O. Morrison,
I, Nathan O. Morrison,
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully
do solemnly swear that I will faithfully
and impartially discharge and perform all of the duties
discharge and perform all the duties of my office
incumbent on me as a full-time Sergeant 2
incumbent upon me as a full-time Sergeant 2
for the town of Tilton, New Hampshire,
for the town of Tilton, New Hampshire,
according to the best of my abilities,
according to the best of my abilities,
agreeably to the rules and regulations
agreeably to the rules and regulations
of the United States Constitution and the laws of the state of New Hampshire.
of the United States Constitution and the laws of the state of New Hampshire and the Constitution of the state of New Hampshire.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Good way you get the stick down.
I'm standing back.
So you're gonna come right in there and right.
Almost got it. I can still got this.
Yeah.
If I can.
There you go, we got it. Nice. Push it through a little farther.
I'm trying. And then do I just put it like that? I'm trying. It's not working.
If not, we'll let it hang for the pictures. Oh. We'll do a couple of pictures. Want to do one with the family? Do you guys want to come up? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Which family?
Yes.
on up. Hey, Pat.
You're on the cover.
Oh, it looks like you have a halo on you.
Yeah.
No, hey.
It's just the sun.
What a handsome photo.
Can you do one with mine, Pat?
Make an email to you and send them all out. Robin.
They know what they want.
Oh, I don't do pictures.
Can I stand behind them?
No, you're in the office. You gotta take
I'll get in the back here.
Oh, come on, Pat, right here.
I'll get in the back. Come on, Joe, in the front.
Rose.
You're short.
Down in front.
Here, I can put my head right
And you
in
put a
the
chair right here, you
thing.
put a chair right here.
We can sit. How's that?
Not so blurry. It's the other button.
Good.
Not hard enough to dig a floor,
Well, congratulations.
Here, Chief, you're gonna want this someday. Somebody.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you very much. We do recycle those, don't we?
We do.
All right.
You never know, could have Bell Jobs sometime.
Joe, you want to get the camera?
Oh, yeah. Right here for They are really good paper.
back in 69.
Come on, Chris, if we gotta do it, you do. Come on, Christopher.
Now we're gonna get a picture with, Richard P.
I'm doing this.
I got him retired on duty.
Let me get my body behind this.
Chris is coming.
Come on, Chris.
Come on, Chris. Chris.
Down in front.
Nate, I'm doing this for you.
Good.
Nice. Very nice.
Thanks, Derek.
How much more do you need?
7:32, we're back.
That's in tomorrow.
Oh, he is?
Okay.
Yeah, tell him to go by Polly's.
Yeah, we're gonna talk to her. We're gonna have her do the lights.
Okay. Got it. She said she might want to do something.
Yeah.
She doesn't know how much.
Collected the sergeant's family, and they still left enough sugar for me to go into some kind of a diabetic coma.
Good night.
All right, well, let me know.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
All right.
Can I ask you a silly question?
Yeah.
How come is it on purpose? I go one way, then another,
Yeah, because
then
it's,
back, then
one uses
another?
Google and one uses the timesheet that we made up.
So we can't standardize? This is like the RFPs in
That's
Northfield?
that's an
where they-
unfunded mandate, making us use Google. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Well, I'm not a pro Google. I'm Word and Excel.
There you go. All right, we got the camera?
It's on.
All right. Yay. All right. So back to work. Luke has asked to speak to us for scheduling on the PD. He has some ideas. Let me see if I can get the Google Drive up here.
Supper.
Very nice.
Okay. For safety? Yeah. Sure. All right. I will make a motion to go into non-public per RSA 91A:3, public safety.
Public safety,
Roll
second.
call vote?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
13 public safety.
Oh, yeah.
I don't have very much.
9/8/26. I would like to seal the minutes of the non-public record because it pertains to public safety. Permanent.
Second. Roll call vote?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. All right. Next on the list. Joyce.
You are.
We're not going to get to the other things that residents have said bring up tonight.
It seems like we never do anymore.
I'll sign this one.
Okay, I'll be quick.
And we're taking next week off.
Yeah.
Tax deeding on, I checked with Cindy to see how number 3 and number 4 were, if they were still making their weekly tax payments, and she said, yes, they are. We have met the 30-day mark on the 2 properties, R2144, which is Noyes Road, and, not that one, the one on, and U79-1 High Street, and I'll give you these map and lot numbers, Gail, after. So I called Greg Peverly,
How could that be?
gave him the information, asked him if he would be interested in coming in and talking with the selectmen about auctioneer services, his proposal to auction those 2 parcels.
What'd he say?
Oh, he would love to come in and talk with the board.
Aren't these postage stamps?
One is, the other is
A good size.
good size.
Has a house on it.
And we have the
House has to
the
be down.
property on, up toward Lockmere.
I took that out of my, which one?
The one on Noyes Road, next to...
Oh,
I,
you mean our beach?
No
It's not a
beach on
beach.
that.
no beach. I have the
You have
tax
beach
maps.
rights, yes.
Beach rights, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen the beach.
So,
No beach.
according to the statute, we mailed the letters on July 2nd. The first response we received was on July 10th. So I counted 30 days from July 10th. So as of Monday, at least for La Valley, for High Street, U791, the first available auction date on a weekend would be October 3rd. So I was thinking maybe doing both on the one day. It would save in advertising costs and get them done at once. So do one at like 10 or 11 in the morning and then do the other on site at like 1
Do
or
we
2.
send notices to abutters?
We send notices to abutters. I re-notify all the lien holders. We advertise.
Buy one, get one free.
There you go. Buy one,
And I
get
went
one
and,
free.
I checked the, so we're covered with our notices. The board has voted to go ahead and auction them. I was just waiting for the 30-day, because technically the person could respond on that, on the last day, and then we'd have to give another 15 days. They'd have another 15 days to come up with the money.
After the 30 days, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So the 2 of them were beyond that. They're done. They don't have any chance to recoup. One, it'd be Monday the 10th, but I wanted to catch you now at your meeting. Today's the 13th. We're all set. We're all set. We're good. We're good to go. So I thought that would make you happy. Ernie's, you saw that they've started working on the trail, and they put a nice fence up, and I've been in daily contact with Chuck Mitchell from the Conservation Commission. On the Bestway Casella, I spoke with Dan Crean to make sure that he understood what our request was, and was he able to give the board an opinion. He said, yes, go ahead and send him all the information, so I will do that tomorrow. And I did contact Mike Wimsat, he's the Director of Solid Waste, left a voicemail, sent him an email, and just before I came up to the meeting, he had called again and left a voicemail, and he said he promised he would get back to me tomorrow. And your meeting on the 21st.
The 20th was changed to 2 o'clock on the 20th.
Oh, on the 20th?
Yeah.
And you did get the exceedance reports?
Did get the exceedance reports, and I'm just going to forward those over to everybody right now.
Okay.
Was it a lot?
Everything exceeded, every single thing.
Really?
Yeah.
So what time is that meeting on the 20th?
2:30,
With who?
Belmont and Candace, and the,
Oh, I probably could forget his name.
Senator Forrester called today and wanted to know an update on how we were doing with that, and that she was going to get in touch with Mike Wimsat.
it's
Yes.
the land use in the, what's his name, Bud? Is it Bud? Over there, the land use guy in Belmont. Rick Paul.
Paul?
Yep. And I'm going to send this over to you.
You're going to send, because I did print out one copy for the record of everything.
Okay.
Yep. I haven't looked at it yet, but I asked Dari if he would send it to me, which he did. But I knew you were,
This came in today?
no, I had asked Dari if he'd received it yet, and he said yes. And I said, well, I know John's going to bring it up tonight. I said, but can you please just send me what he sent you? But I didn't get a chance to look at it.
Some of the levels include organics, which is basically bacteria and stuff like that that's flowing off of the site. And that doesn't, I got to do some more research on it. As far as I remember, that stuff does not go and get treated by putting in a sediment pond. It actually causes algae blooms and grows like a nitrogen does. It's the oxygen. And the problem with that is the distance from the pond that they're going to build to the brook is like 20 feet. So you get this pond that's growing with all this algae blooms and everything, and then from there, you get a big storm. It washes out and it goes into the brook. The brook goes directly to the headwaters of the Tioga Swamp. So now, with this plan, we're actually creating an express route into the water supply. So it should be a public,
Look at the benchmark and then look at what they're...
yeah, but look at the
But the design of the pond they're building is really archaic with today's terms. If you look at what UNH has been doing,
yeah,
and
it is.
everyone else in the world, these are not the types of ponds they're building anymore.
No.
I mean, there's so many things important. Vegetation helps reduce pollutants in these ponds.
Mm-hmm.
You don't clay line them.
They're addressing the heavy metals, which would, if it's a big enough pond, it will go in there, it will settle out, and all the heavy metals will drop out. That has nothing to do with the bacteria levels that are going in there. And to be honest with you, it's instead of treating it, they should be preventing it. If you prevent where it came from in the first place, you won't have that problem. And where they're doing all their loading of their dumpsters and loading of all their materials, they have a drain, and they still haven't answered where that drain goes to. They said it does not go to the sewer, and it does not go into any type of tank or anything. So it's just, doesn't seem to be a good plan. So if, Catherine, maybe you can look up a little bit during the week, or anybody else, on the COD levels and proper methods for treating it. It's chemical, oxygen,
Yep.
okay, let me just send
Catherine, you
this.
can keep those, I can print out
can
more. I mean,
help
he's
me out.
emailing it to you, but you can keep that printed copy.
I mean, there's another one after that that gives other, I think there's another
I turned
sample.
the page.
And there's, I think it's a couple pages down. There's another test, another quarter, I think.
A different
I
year.
like this one. When reviewing each area, you should consider industrial materials, regular trash that may have or could come into contact with stormwater. Such things. Equipment, drums, tanks, and other containers. Yeah, that pretty much says it all.
Joyce, did you get it? Did you want me to give you a copy of this too, Gail? Or do you have it?
I asked
Well,
the
that,
chief-
whatever, Dory just forwarded me, there were two emails from Candace, and he emailed both of them to me.
Okay, so, yeah, I was going to send the files over.
All right.
You got the files, right?
yep.
Okay. Everybody should get those.
The other one on Friday, August 7th.
So I'm going to do studying this week. And
All right.
Okay, and then, just so we can move things along. Oh, so would it be okay if Greg came in, if he were to call Gail and schedule to come in on August 27th? Because if we're going to do October 3rd, you need to decide if you're going to use him, number one, and number two, where we would be advertising and setting the date and everything to get good exposure. Tax deeds, auction.
Gail, do we have anybody else scheduled the 27th? All right.
Okay.
Let's not schedule anybody for, if somebody wants appointments, we'll push them to the following week, because the selectmen have not had their time to give reports for weeks.
Okay, and Governor and Council finally signed the Gaslight Village Cooperative Municipal Wastewater CDBG grant,
Yeah.
so that's still in the works, and
When do they start working?
Bless you.
Thank you.
when will they start? They can actually start spending money now.
Okay.
And they're only doing the portion that, in the front half, they're only using the CDBG money to do the new units, because the others, they have to get RDA money, and they have to find a solution for those back lots.
It's called the pump.
They didn't find anybody to traverse to get out?
Not to my knowledge. But the CDBG portion will still go forward. CDBG funded portion. And then, as you know, because you were there last night, are you going to report on Cannon Bridge? Or you want me to just say that the board met with the Northfield Board of Selectmen and to discuss Cannon Bridge and replacing the Fairpoint cable that had inadvertently been removed
Inadvertently?
because DigSafe hadn't marked that there was an active line there.
Because Fairpoint told them there wasn't.
Right,
They get their information from the member utilities.
right.
So, first thing I did the next morning, Wednesday morning, was call Glenn, and Glenn and Donnie were meeting there then with Wayne Crowley, so he put it on speakerphone, so we all heard that. And the good thing is that Lisa Panett, who is the engineer for our area, finally called back, and we had a conversation, and she said that she had gotten information. The reason that she said they wanted to string the wire was because someone had told them on the site that the bridge was being removed. So they had to move it. And I went,
They were pulling their chain.
I said, well, I don't know who you spoke to, but they gave me the wrong information. And based on that information, she had already written the work order for them to start coming and stringing it. And I said, no, that's why we were desperately trying to get in touch with you, so that we could tell, why I had left the voicemail message before, no, we're putting it back in the sidewalk. And that the selectmen the two towns made that. So she said, fine. So she changed the order, and another gentleman was out there this morning talking with Don, looking to see exactly where it was going to go. And he was also looking for dig-safe markings, of which there were none.
Really?
Wow.
So we'll see how that pans
Well,
out.
yeah, if you tell Dig Safe you've got nothing there, they have nothing to mark.
So, and the good thing is that it's going back the way it should have been installed the first time. 'Cause
Where
it's
was the
going
dig
over.
safe? It should have been in the beginning where it goes in the manhole. That should have been a dig safe right there. That should have been marked.
The manhole? Is that the one they were referring to by the driveway? Well, that's around the corner,
Had to go somewhere.
100 feet or so.
That had to go somewhere.
Wouldn't Dig Safe have identified that, I know the scope of work didn't go that deep, but wouldn't they have identified the gas main that's under the bridge?
Oh, they did.
Yeah, the
water
gas
main?
main's in the...
Yeah.
So there must have been some Dig Safe markings, there just weren't markings for the telephone line.
Because the telephone company told them they had nothing there,
Right.
which is,
Yeah, that they were empty. Yeah, they
So dig
knew
safe-
there was conduit there, but that they were empty.
All right, so
Right.
Dig Safe did mark for the gas line and the water main. Those utilities, okay.
Okay, and then,
gonna keep that? You're not gonna let anyone else peruse
and
it?
this, I'm just,
I'm sorry, yeah.
Apparently.
They
I
gave it
guess
to me to keep, so I could...
We're the black
help them
sheep down
research
here,
it.
Joe.
Black hole. See, look, right here, it's a black
All
hole.
you have to do is ask.
I
make-
just did.
But just make sure I
You
get
were
it back.
hoarding.
Get it back, please.
I'm just bringing this to your attention because it was brought to my attention, so you should know that it was brought to my attention. I don't know how you'll react to this, but when we put the signage up for no overnight parking midnight to 5 a.m., I mean, I know that the signs are out there, I've seen the signs, and I read the signs, and I didn't think anything of it, but if you notice that the way they were printed is, it says no with parentheses, and then it says overnight, and then it says parking in parentheses.
Send you the link.
So I checked with Dennis, and I said, so what did you print, Dennis? Because I had sent him the ordinance, what our ordinance says. This is what the chief had sent him, which to me just makes, he was just saying, no parking. Just to emphasize it was no parking. Well, the company that actually printed the signs, and you'll see when you go out. Now, is it that big of a deal? I don't think so, but just a resident brought it to my attention.
Whiteout?
What's the problem?
You'll see when you go out. You wouldn't ever, to me, I never would have noticed it, all of them, unless someone had, I stood out there for the longest time looking and going, what's wrong?
All along Main Street?
Yep.
And say what the problem is,
The sign says no with.
in parentheses,
Not parentheses, quotation marks.
quotation marks, and then overnight
Overnight, and then
then
underneath in quotation
parking.
marks.
parking, every one of them.
Okay, so there is no overnight parking, I don't get it.
But why is the
Good.
quotations on the no and parking?
You're
It's a
saying
non-issue,
there should be parentheses at the no.
not parentheses, quotation marks.
Why?
Quotation marks at the parking?
This is what it
Oh.
is. This is
difference
what,
does it make?
this is the way it goes.
It should
I'm
just be
just
no
saying,
overnight
I'm
parking.
just bringing it to your attention
No
because it was,
overnight parking.
Night,
Got that on.
it came across loud and clear to me.
I don't see the big issue. The message is the same.
Yes.
Forget about the quotation.
Good,
That's right.
good.
We're emphasizing no parking.
Yeah.
We didn't
then
emphasize
bold-
the overnight.
bold
Did
it.
Did you notice
silently
it?
put it in
I
there.
noticed it. I noticed it in front of Polly's.
You did?
Actually, Kim noticed it before I
Oh,
did.
she did. So you did notice it. I never noticed it.
Yeah. Kim said, wait a minute, that doesn't
Yeah.
read right. I said,
Oh,
yeah.
so somebody was trying to
Yes, it
get out of the
does.
ticket because it has the
Right.
quotes on it?
Quotation
It
marks.
still says no overnight parking.
So
Nice
it's still
try.
a valid no parking sign. It says no parking.
The overnight.
It says no
That's what it
overnight
says
parking.
there.
Why would they, who cares?
Yeah,
I know, good, good.
We're good.
Okay,
Nice.
so
We're good?
it's late. Everything else is fine.
Did we get our letter out to Anna Yusharian yet?
Yeah, that was last week.
Good.
I have one quick question to the board.
Yeah, can I take this just for
I
my...
have two quick questions of the board.
The
I haven't.
signs for Riverfront Park are ready. They need to be picked up. I sent the message out to the park commissioners. If somebody's down there and available, they can pick them up, or I can go down first of the week. But I'd like a consensus from the board. Can I have Public Works install them?
Where are they?
Both.
Oh,
Can we actually see a sign before we install them?
Why do we want, I don't get it. The park commission, it's all been approved, the wording.
I know they did, I'd just
And we
like to
worked it
see
out
it.
with the chief.
Just like to see it.
I don't have a problem with the highway department
They should
installing
put
them.
it up. If anybody's gonna put it up, it would be
You're welcome
them.
to see the
But
sign.
we should probably,
You need to mark where they go, because they're going between
That was
spots,
a small week, huh?
the way we've set them up with
That
arrows.
was all the money.
That way they-
Keep it.
I'm happy, I'm gonna be down in that area on Tuesday.
Haven't seen it yet.
Blue pen, or was that black or blue?
It's, mine's red.
Captain,
All right, so the answer is,
Yeah.
consensus says yes. What do you need, blue?
need black or blue.
Blue, black, right here.
They're down past Garponi Toyota. They're on Garvin's Falls Road. It's on off of 3A. It's left.
Nothing you did, sign that, so...
What's the name of it? I'll get the information from you
Okay.
on Monday. And
Okay.
I can pick them up on Tuesday for you. If is there a lot of them? Will it fit in my
Oh, yeah.
Explorer?
I just didn't come to me.
And then,
Probably, what, park signs is probably only about 8?
Yeah, but
or
do they
less.
come with posts? And how long are the posts?
No, I think we get the post through Billy.
So there you go. And it's
Well,
just the
check with-
signs, they're
Okay.
like
Oh,
Something you want me to
But
pick
they're
up on the way through?
square rectangles.
oh, I forgot about
I
that.
go back and forth to Hudson every day.
any questions about, this was in the
Up to you.
confidential.
You can do it Monday if you want.
Right.
I'm not gonna be down there until,
Where is it? For Pony?
we saw this.
You did, okay, remember a couple weeks ago I said he had filed for that, and so they remitted that,
So,
Right.
and this is what the benefit will be while he's out,
That's what monthly he'll get?
weekly.
Weekly.
Just the second one, not the first one. First one was because he needed, he filed for the difference between...
This here?
No, that's a one-time thing.
Okay.
just gonna pick them up.
This,
The next one is,
right there, beginning in
Yep.
weekly? Weekly.
because it's 60% of 1,500.
Is this DOT?
You get it
The way
according
the
to
law
your
is
pay,
written is-
percentage.
Because of details?
Yep.
Oh,
He was averaging 1,500, averaging.
okay. Wow. Makes more money staying home. Okay,
So I read this, and I didn't sign it because I thought we would talk about it. This is subrogating our authority to this attorney.
No, this is just, instead of paying,
This is subrogating our authority to the attorney. It will theoretically, according to him, save us money, but it's still subrogating our authority. How do you feel about it?
I think it's fine that they represent, we've given them the authority to represent the town of Tilton in this matter.
in the consortium, right?
So what they're saying, I mean, basically, is that one of the things that kind of irritated me is like, we're not efficient enough to keep track of it, that we might lose it and not get it to them. That kind of irritated me. So are they going to give you copies of what they get?
Oh, yes. Yeah, you're just saying it's
Well, that-
okay for the sheriff, oh, yeah.
Okay.
Did I, I think it's really just for their convenience, because did I attach the original email request? I mean, there's like
Yeah, I read it.
100 communities.
Who has the
It is a
to-be-signed
convenience.
folder?
Catherine had got it back.
Man, she's got everything at her desk.
It's got stuck here.
Huh.
One,
This is
two.
quite frightening.
Okay,
They don't want to have to chase down all
$1 million?
these.
They don't trust us to get it to them in
Services,
a
that's all.
timely fashion.
we can talk about this the next time that we're here on the 27th, but I was called from a department head, not a department head, a committee head, and this is the second committee head that I've been called upon to bring this issue up, and the issue is that they feel that ordinances are not being followed, and that there's some leniency given to some ordinances and some not to other ordinances, and we have to have some type of consistency within our town.
They're big.
They're bigger than those.
And if we're not going to have ordinances, then we shouldn't be adopting ordinances.
Were they specific?
Well, I don't think that the zoning board has said no to a variance in a very, very, very long time.
They did once.
I don't know how true that is, but 5 years ago?
Met a
No.
variance they didn't like.
Recently.
Okay. And then the issue on High Street,
I kind of know why.
where the structure is within 5 inches of the pavement, now suddenly becomes part of, it's not a structure, it's part of a driveway, and he doesn't have to have a variance because he's within 20 feet of the wetlands, because it's part of a driveway, and it's included in the driveway definition.
In
Come
our
on.
zoning ordinance, the definition of structure was taken from the state, and it is anything made by man.
Well,
So
because
that
it's
was
the driveway, he got a driveway permit, and that's the driveway. The land use office is allowing him to continue to build that 5 inches away from our
Does the
asphalt.
land use office have authority over the planning board?
I don't know, but I'm telling you what's being said. They gave him permission to go ahead, and they got a driveway permit from Dennis.
There's something coming up with that, because as an abutter, I got a notice, and it's going to be discussed at the zoning board meeting on the 18th, about a variance.
Was it about the driveway or the wetlands? Because they want to put a porch close to the
It
wetlands.
says that she's asking for a variance.
Yeah, there's two different issues, I think, but that's good to know, the 18th, I'll be going to that one.
Why would Dennis grant the driveway permit knowing he's got a retaining wall that's in striking distance of his plow?
The retaining wall is the driveway.
No, it's a retaining
No, it's a
wall.
retaining wall.
It's gonna be the driveway,
No, you're
and,
not-
well,
you're
you
not gonna-
talked, I argued this with Dari, I'm
You're not
sorry.
gonna drive on it.
Nope. They're gonna asphalt it and drive on it.
No, they're gonna asphalt up to it. It is separate from the driveway. It's
Yeah.
keeping the driveway in place.
Well, that makes it part of the driveway.
No, it's the
No,
retaining
it's a
wall
retaining
that,
wall.
Well,
Without the
then,
retaining wall, the
here's the
driveway goes
difference.
like this, right?
Here's the difference.
use it for
They
that.
have a different interpretation of what we have right here on the board, because I agree with both of you.
All you have to do is open up the zoning ordinance and look at the definition of a structure.
The zoning board will be taking it
I've
up
argued
on
that
the
till I was blue in
18th.
the face.
not necessarily
I'm just
maybe the
about
board.
got thrown out of the office saying, no, you don't know what you're talking about. So I just left it, and people are calling me now because they see this structure
Have you
This-
talked to Dennis?
this close to the this close to the asphalt, never mind. It's within our right-of-way. It's 5 inches from the edge of the pavement.
Who's going to be paying for this when it gets hit by the plow every
Why did the
time?
Public Works Director say that was okay and give him a driveway permit?
It would
That's
be in our
interesting.
right-of-way, wouldn't it?
The
So,
other issue
if it's
is,
in
do
our
you know
right-of-way,
that
we hit
in
it.
the zoning,
Oh, well.
That's good.
that
Come on.
it's the planning board that gives out driveway permits? That's by law.
Well, I think it's something that we should put on the agenda for on the 27th, and I think that we should have do some research on it prior to that and find out why, because, and the other issue was the signs. There are signs, a lot of signs getting picked up, but then on one side of town, they're not getting picked up. Those little Paris nail signs.
Well, you still have one of yours,
Where?
132 ball field.
It is?
It may be in the cemetery now.
What kind of sign?
I picked it up.
No, you didn't.
Constantino?
Yeah. What's the fine for leaving those out months
I
later?
don't know, but they can't
Well, you
be
could have
high
picked it
enough.
up. I've got a half a dozen of yours in my garage. Come on.
I got a couple, I got some licensees, I got...
Somebody obviously took it and threw it somewhere, because I've picked up all mine that they were all accounted for, so.
Except for this one.
Yeah.
I'll get you this one. It's just the grass hasn't been growing lately, so I haven't been by.
Well, tell me where it is, I'll go pick it up. It's not a problem. But, obviously, that it's not being consistent, and that's what everybody's saying. It's not. And we've heard the same cry, Joe, how many times? You sitting here and we hear it all the time. Not being consistent. Now, I have 3 park reservation forms, and nobody's picked up on any of these yet. We have one on this the 16th, which is Saturday? Sunday. And I got a feeling I can do that one, but
I'll be out
I've
of
never
town.
done it before, so you'll have to, no, we have wait a minute, hold on. 4 to 9, we'll be done the yard sale by then, I could do it. You just have to make sure I get the key and tell me what to do, I can do it. And then, all right, so Pat has this one, put it in my book. Now, on August 20,
That's Asplund.
so 25th and 26th is
Like Tuesday, Wednesday, or Monday, Tuesday?
Tuesday,
Tuesday
Wednesday.
and Wednesday. No, this is not,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. Turn the page. Asplund.
August,
this one says a surprise.
Oh,
Oh, the birthday party.
Look up top of the right-hand corner.
All right. August 22nd, inspection at 2 PM. But who's doing the inspection? Usually the person doing the inspection will set the time to inspect. All right, who's around on the 22nd? Let me see.
I am.
Nobody in the park commissions are around? 22nd is Saturday. I'm covering on the 21st. I mean, I could do it if I'm proficient in the first one and I don't fail miserably on the
you got the
22nd.
camera to back you up.
That's what I'm afraid of. Okay, I'll do 22nd. Now, the 25th and 26th, Gary Schaefer, that's Asplin, it's training. That's a Tuesday and Wednesday. Come on, somebody's got to be around here
I'm around.
during the morning.
Yeah, I'm back to work.
Yeah.
I can do
Where'd the summer go?
late in the
I
afternoon.
know.
The 20,
When's that?
And that's Riverfront, right?
Yep.
They're crazy.
well, 8:30 to 4:30, oh, way too early for me in the morning.
It's not
Going to
funny
this one.
anymore.
I know.
I just can't handle 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
This morning just about killed me. All right, and I love that schedule that we have in here, by the way, that tells you the days off. I'm covering that day, the 21st, because there's nobody in the office to cover.
And Tim's off too?
He'll be back and forth to PD, you can't really depend on him. All right, Joseph, you have a couple of things.
Yeah. My computer just died.
I hate when that happens.
Who's coming up the stairs?
Give me 2 seconds.
Oh, was the consensus of the board to have Public Works put those signs in?
Yes.
I wanted to know if there's been any forward progress on Bittern Lane.
Haven't heard anything.
They're coming in, aren't they coming in again to the planning board? They've been in once with the new plan.
They came in with a conceptual.
Yeah. And it had all the new
As far as
things
I know,
that the
they're
selectmen
not
had talked
scheduled.
about on the plan, and then we haven't seen them since.
Because they were talking about having it up and running by the end of August.
Yeah.
What?
When I sat there and listened to them, oh yeah, we want to be up and going by the end of August.
It's
Well, I
amazing
haven't
how
seen
fast
anything,
that
and I just wondered
summer
if there was any
disappears.
word on that. Okay, so we went to a fire facility meeting on Monday. I went, Selectman Fogg went and sat in the audience and got to do audience participation at the end. There are no decisions being made here. We're still trying to ascertain the best location. We're getting down what do we need, how many bays? Are we going to have a solution that has one big fire station or a smaller station which is bigger than Center Street? Where are we going to put that? How many bays does that take? And we had the Kyle, who's the engineering guy, come in. I think we're kind of headed at this point to a facility and a storage. The facility, we still haven't picked a spot yet. So basically, nothing is set, but we're doing our homework and the needs, and that's all there is at this point.
I hate consulting engineers.
They're almost as bad as lawyers.
Almost.
Have they well, this is a district committee, right?
It's a district committee, that is correct.
And they're not going to consider the needs of Tiltons by themselves, right?
And not Tilton by itself, the district as a whole. We
wonder if-
understand where the majority of the calls are.
I wonder if the town, if the selectmen should consider doing our own kind of study, because the eastern part of Tilton was not part of the district up until sometime in the 70s, I believe, because we were serviced by Winnisquam. Samerton has to do something in the bay. They do not have coverage. In the past years, they've approached us to do some kind of regionalization with them for the eastern part of Tilton. It might behoove us to consider not having all of Tilton in the district and joining with Northfield and doing something that covers East Tilton and that part of Samerton. Just like Northfield, the district's never covered them down in that Fiddler's Choice area, down in that southwest corner by Canterbury. So it might behoove Northfield to do the same for that section of town that the district has never sought fit to cover.
An interesting idea. Judging from how much it costs to study the needs of fire districts, I can't see spending a whole lot more money on this. And I guess if we talk to the Samerton Selectmen, and the Selectmen work out a satellite station, a Winnisquam, if you will, that has nothing necessarily to do with the fire district.
Well, that's why Tilton should do their own kind of study and consider whether it makes sense or not for part of the town to withdraw from the district.
What's the mechanism for that?
A vote at the town meeting, not at the district meeting.
Town meeting.
And we could designate a part of the town that was no longer within the district?
Yeah.
Right.
Well, maybe we should investigate what that's going to cost. Certainly, but at this point, the Facilities Committee is looking at replacing Center Street that we don't have enough property on that parcel to build a facility large enough.
Right.
There's no chance, I explained to them that we can't give up parking, and that Tilton owned both parcels on either side, well, the parcel on either side of the fire station, and
Going almost up to the building.
we own right up to the building, and within a few feet.
Well, we lease one side of it.
No, we own
on
both
either side of
sides,
that-
Yeah, we own,
Yeah,
we own
both sides.
yeah. We
a
lease a section
strip,
of
but the parking lot we
west.
don't.
No, we own both sides of those lots according to the tax map.
He's talking about the parking lot that we lease on the west side.
And that one is down further.
Yeah.
So they can't even approach that guy and try to make a deal with that. There was talk about the potential for a facility at Surratt Battery Park.
That would serve to.
How would they get in and out?
Well, there's
Railroad
problems with
tracks.
it, but we're looking at, trying to figure out where do you put one? Can't put it at Center Street. Park Street's too far away.
Turgeons.
The place up here across from the high school that used to have the tire
That's
dump,
Turchin.
too far away. It's too far away
From what?
How about Union Sanborn
from
School?
East Tilton.
The center of East Tilton is up 132. The center of the town of Tilton is up 132.
So putting it within a half a mile of the Franklin town line doesn't work for anybody.
Nope.
So where do you put it? There's a potential, the only other property that
It's all cleared.
is potentially a thing is actually owned by Tilton School. But what they're gonna do with it, I don't know. We're gonna approach them and ask.
What about the property next to Walgreens that J. Jill owns, not the big parcel?
Again,
That cement building?
look at
The
to put
concrete
it
plant.
more downtown, because the
That
bulk
old
of the
cement.
calls are in the
The old concrete
downtown
plant.
area
Landscapers
of
in there
Tilton
once
and
for a
right
while,
across
yeah.
the river.
Know
So
what that
trying to
was?
keep it, that's the
that
thought on the
building?
committee. If you want to go on the 24th at,
Western Northfield.
if you want to go down on the 24th,
It's always.
and come to the meeting, any input you can give, because we all understand we have to sell this to both towns in the district. There's no easy answers, and we keep just going, damn, there's no easy answer to this. There really isn't. If we had more space at
We have
Center
like
Street.
$50,000 worth of plans that would,
Do you know how many committees have been to study this?
Yeah, and I know how much we've got,
We took all the money from the studies.
in it already.
Studying this?
And how much the engineers love it? Another
well,
study.
there's still the mayor building and the one next to it, too.
Mayor is not big enough.
But include the building next to it. He was
If
willing
you
to
buy
help.
the
All right, we're not
building
going to
next to
solve that problem tonight.
I'm just trying to tell
Moving
you.
right along.
On August 24th,
Yeah,
there's
that's
another
true.
meeting at the Northfield. I'm still trying to
Streets
talk
and
here.
Lowe's.
Is it a public meeting?
Yes, they're
Advertising public
all
input?
public
Are they
meetings.
advertising
Yes.
specifically for public input?
No,
No.
open to the public, it says.
Unless
And
they
there's
advertise
always a public input.
session, I'm not going.
Then don't go.
I'm not.
All right,
Don't,
let's move along.
he says. Mr. Fogg went, he had no problem getting his input in. And my computer died.
I
my
couldn't
list
see
is
any of
gone.
the plans they had, because apparently the engineer didn't bring any extras, but
There you go.
No, I'll get you the plans.
Pillar designed for public.
Listen, where are we at with the doors downstairs?
Same place we were last time.
Let's
you
get it done.
asked.
Let's get it done.
I see a red door and I want to paint it black.
We have a bid, it's like $4,000, let's get it done.
June, we've got a bid for the West System. Did everybody look at that?
Yes, I did, the West System, right,
It is like an epoxy glue.
yep. And they do it, and then the next year the highway can do it.
Salmon Road, Tilton. It's not quite that simple. I did ask him. So, who the hell was going to do the West System? I think it was Worry Free that was going to do the West System. And they're $4,700. Yes, varnish over epoxy.
Both sets of doors?
Both sets of doors, yeah.
American Custom Design Woodworking is $4,120. And basically, my conversations with him was that they'd put anything on it they wanted us to, but he was a little leery of the West system because he says it's basically like a glue.
Where's
I
that
did-
one out of?
Northfield. I mean Tilton. He's on Samron Road.
Oh, is that Howard?
Huh?
Last name Howard?
It's Doubleday's
Doubleday.
shop. It's,
Bill.
It's not Doubleday shop anymore, it used to
I
be.
know, it used to be.
Used to
And he
be.
used to work for Doubleday.
Right.
I
Used
asked...
to work for Bill, too, making windows and doors
Mystery
Okay.
person.
down by the high school.
Dawn. Okay, I talked to this fellow at West System. I'm sorry, I haven't looked at this since June. And I asked him a bunch of questions. So here is, I don't have my question, but I got the answer. This is an epoxy glue. The site you sent me, oh no, that's from the guy from, never mind. That's one of the guys.
We're supposed to guess. the
Don
question.
Gutzmer. West System epoxy has been used to seal and protect wood doors. Our 105 resin and 207 special clear hardener is often used as a clear coat. Surface preparation is key for best adhesion. We recommend sanding wood with 100 to 120 grit sandpaper, and I can't talk anymore. Parallel to the grain before coating. On flat or gently curving surfaces, the epoxy can be rolled on with a short nap foam roller cover like our 800 roller cover and tipped off with a segment of foam roller cover. That's really what it says. Additional coats of epoxy can be applied every 3 to 4 hours apart just after the previous coat has hardened a bit. No sanding required between coats if recoating within 12 hours of the previous coat. For most wood application, 3 coats of 105-207 is recommended.
But it's like
The epoxy provides an excellent moisture barrier and will protect wood from the elements. A UV stable top coat like paint, urethane, or varnish is needed over the epoxy for long-term protection. So I thought that was
doesn't work then.
a contradiction. He's telling us it will protect wood from the elements, but we gotta cover it with urethane or varnish.
Apparently that's not an element.
I don't know, do you think we're gonna
Wes
solve
says-
this tonight, or should we?
No,
For
we're not.
Why don't we
$4,700
just
bucks, we
send
can
some
buy new
information
doors.
out and
No, we
Put it on
can't.
the agenda for the week
Yeah,
after we
we
get
could.
back.
It wouldn't be those kind of doors, but they'd
right
be
here.
doors.
I bring it with me every week, so it's right here.
All the elements except for the sun that shines on it every day.
I will try to find the emails, well, I can find them with this, and then send them to you guys. if
Can
you
we
have-
take it up the
Next time?
27th?
Yeah.
When we're here?
Can,
Real quick one,
Yep.
Budget Committee met, they're gonna have all the, asking everybody to send all their budget stuff in for the outside agencies by October 1st, and then October 14th, they're going to meet and start scheduling them, and if they don't have them, it's, oh well.
Good.
There were a couple of questions about numbers on the, the budget sheets, but they're clarified. And that's it.
the oops factor,
No, there was one.
Motion to adjourn?
the one that got...
All those in favor? Aye.
There's enough said aye, let's go.
Aye.
You had the majority, don't worry.
9:15. Good night, Catherine.
Good night. I never took hazardous waste.
Yeah.
That's all.